Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Star Wars Stuff Podcast. My name is David.
My name is Mary.
And this is where we talk about all things Star Wars. And before we get started, we want to recognize all of our top tier Patreon members out there, starting with Aaliyah McCallion, Kevin Leininger, Deb McCaffrey, Zach Netzel, Maya Morris, Adam Haber, Front Row King, Cam from Indiana, Mariana Atia Arnold, Rest Jedi 27, Alex Blundell, and Indiana. So thank you so much for your awesome love and support out there. Also, legionsabers.com. Check them out. Use the code STUFF at checkout. You get 15% off. Tons of great lightsabers. Tons of new necklaces that they have now, which are very cool. I'm hoping to get one soon. And we should have some for SpaceCon. Hopefully they arrive on time. But yeah, check out legionsabers.com. You get 15% off if you use the code STUFF at checkout. Tons of stuff over there. Check it out. So we tried to podcast yesterday, and my AC went out. And I live in South Texas, so it was like super hot. I was going to power through it. I put the window up. I put on this shirt. It's a silky Star Wars shirt. I don't know if you can see.
Oh, that is nice.
That my wife got me. And then I started to feel kind of like bad. And I was like, this is weird. And I texted Mariana, James, Craig. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do the podcast tonight. So once I hit the bed, I fell asleep right away. I discovered today that I was taking some vitamins that were expired by 2 years. And that's what probably made me feel so bad. So yeah, that's why we didn't podcast last night. We moved it to tonight. Unfortunately, James and Craig couldn't join us, but Mariana came in the clutch here. So, yeah.
I just got my notification that Star Wars Stuff Podcast is live on YouTube.
Awesome. So Instagram is having some issues right now.
Oh no.
I don't know why, but it says on StreamYard here that they're having issues. Let me see if I can fix this.
Everybody on Instagram, go to YouTube.
Yeah, perfect opportunity. If you're on Instagram, go to YouTube, like the video, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. It helps the podcast. Comment, ask a question. Like I said, make a comment. Anything really helps a podcast like us. So for tonight, we have a couple of topics here, and that you can see clearly in the title: Mara Jade ? Ewans thoughts, trivia, and more. So with Mara Jade, I don't think personally it feels like a lot of people know about Mara Jade, and I thought it was a good opportunity to maybe talk about who she is, what her character arc was in Legends. She's a Legends character.
Yeah.
And there's rumors now. I don't think they're valid, but
Don't say that. You're going to break my heart.
So it's like being of two minds here, because Mara Jade is a very A-specific character in Star Wars. And if you know about her, the age really doesn't match up with Amy Adams's age.
I have this. So you guys
that's her right there.
Visual representation of her.
And that's a newer comic, right?
Correct. This is the new one. It's Marvel 1. It's by the creator of her and stuff. He has like rights when Lucas, I think it was in like 2018 or somewhere in the like mid 2010, something like that. He got creative control over her and stuff. So anytime she appears now, even in this, he has creative say on her and how she is used. So if he wants Amy Adams, he gets Amy Adams. But I thought she was going to be in Starfighter.
Right. So, I mean, yeah, Amy Adams is cast in Starfighter.
Okay.
The kind of talk is, okay, well, maybe she is possibly Mara Jade. I mean, they both have red hair, but the ages don't align, because in Legends, Mara Jade ends up being romantically with Luke Skywalker.
Correct.
And originally, that was all kind of celebrated in Legends, in the books and stuff. But it's very famously known that George Lucas did not favor her at the time. Who knows about now? But we haven't heard any news about recently in the past, 5-10 years, I don't know. But the story goes he wasn't really fond of her, and we kind of took it at face value and said, okay, well, we'll never see a Mara Jade type character or the character of Mara Jade because, of course, his apprentice, Dave Filoni, is now higher up at Lucasfilm. And I think he would respect George too much to put in a character that he wasn't fond of, you would think. But
I think enough time has passed.
Okay.
I think if she was to be introduced into like live action or even animation on more of these mainstream like platforms that Star Wars is in now would be the time to do it and stuff. It's just everyone wants her. This is like, we talk about fan service a lot.
Mm-hmm.
This would be the ultimate like fan service for the people who are into Legends and aren't so hung up on canon and stuff. I actually don't want it. I would love it for it to be Amy Adams because I think she would do a great job. But the other rumors I heard was Zendaya.
Yeah, to me, that's a little wild out there because I haven't heard any rumblings about Zendaya at all. But
and then I think also Sydney Sweeney was another one.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Me, that's wild shots in the dark. I mean, she is like the it girl right now, but
correct.
I mean, some of these sites are just wild, and some of these sites will just randomly say things just to get clicks and listens and all that type of stuff. We at Source of Podcast try not to do that. We don't want to make up stuff and just pull out stuff out of the air. But I will say this. So if you've been listening to the podcast since the beginning, I used to have two very, very credible sources. One dropped off pretty quickly, but one stayed on for a while. And this person is no longer scooping Star Wars whatsoever. So I haven't had the same type of insight and trusted rumor stuff as I had before. But I do have a possible person that I have found that knows that person. I know it's getting all convoluted and crazy here, but just stay with me. So I think I still have somewhat of an in on some scoops and rumors. Haven't heard anything about Zendaya. Haven't heard anything about Sydney Sweeney. But there are a little bit of like other like rumor tidbits out there that we'll talk about tonight, of course. But like I said, I'm of two minds. They theoretically could do a Mara Jade thing with Amy Adams, but it wouldn't match Legends. The ages would be so different. It'd be dramatically different. They'd have to maybe, if they wanted to connect Luke with her, which they've said it's a standalone movie and it's not connected to the Skywalker saga, so that would kind of fly in the face of that. So if they do a Mara Jade thing, she'd be totally disconnected from Luke. Maybe she could be one of Luke's students, possibly, and not the whole romantic thing. When the Jedi Temple burns down, you could do a thing where it's possible that other students survived and we just didn't hear about it. We didn't know about it. They could do a thing like that, but you would still be connecting it back to the Skywalker saga in a way, even though they said it's like a standalone type movie. So
I don't know. I think like as a Mara Jade fan, it's, I don't want to say a disservice. I guess it was like, if they're going to not go the traditional route of her story with her relationship with Luke, it's like, how is her arc going to go? How are they going to honor that piece? Because I think that's the more important piece, is who she started out as and how she got to where she is and stuff towards the end of her storyline, you know?
Right. Looks like we're back on Instagram.
Yay! So
I think
if you're on
because I set it up,
you can go back.
Yeah, I think because I set it up yesterday, there was like a different thing happening, and I think we're back on Instagram. So,
hey.
So if you're watching us on Instagram, you didn't miss a whole lot. But yeah, Mara Jade. I mean, who is she? Do you? Or actually, I'll go back to the butt that I left off on.
Yeah.
The big butt is, even though George didn't have he didn't want anything to do with Mara Jade. I guess he didn't really approve of that character. He didn't like her, whatever. Galaxy's Edge still released a Mara Jade lightsaber. And
which I have.
And Mariana actually has said lightsaber of Mara Jade.
So it came with this comic.
Okay.
It has this little authentication card.
Nice.
I have number 197 if anyone wanted to know. And then it's not like the traditional saber case. This one's like huge.
Wow, that is different. That is nice. It's made out of plastic, wood.
No, it's wood.
Okay, it's kind of like the Luke and Leia sabers that I have right there.
Correct. Oh, I'm holding it upside down. Maybe I am. I'm not sure. But yeah, so it's pretty hefty. I feel like one of those kids at show and tell right now. Like, this is mine. But you slide this.
I think your camera actually zoomed in a little bit there.
I think it did too. It's like framing me. Backing up.
Oh, it's one of those cameras that like follow you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the saber in the box.
Wow.
Yeah. I haven't turned it on in a while. So let's see. So I get my sabers from Disney and stuff. So this is the hilt. And
yeah, I want to check out that hilt because I'm not too familiar with it.
Where is the thing? Oh no. I don't know if it's going to turn on. Oh no.
Yeah, I heard that classic click on when you slid the hilt in.
But yeah, it
looks like James is watching the podcast.
James Herrera, who is that?
I think he's saying, I hope Amy Adams isn't Mara Jade.
Oh, I hope so too. But also, like, if someone is to play her, that like just makes the most sense to me. I'm going to keep trying to figure this out. Oh, here it is. There it is.
Okay.
So I don't know if this does it justice. Maybe if I turn my light off really quickly so you guys can see.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's the color blade I'm familiar with.
Yeah. There we go.
What color would you call that, Mariana?
So it goes from like a red to a magenta.
Okay.
It's not like the classic red. It's not like the Darth Maul red or the Vader red that you see in those sabers. This has more of like a magenta color to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's typically what we've seen in media and other stuff.
Yeah.
I know there's that classic picture of, do you know the actress's name that has posed as her for like books and comic books?
I know who's voiced her.
Okay. It's Shannon McRandall.
That's
the person. Yeah. It was on the tip of my tongue, but I just wanted to make sure I said the name right.
Yeah. And then she's been voiced by Samantha Bennett and Heidi something.
Yeah. So, I mean, they could do it, but it wouldn't align with Legends at all. And fans of Mara Jade, I mean, could be disappointed a little bit. They maybe could. I mean, what would you go for? Would you go for the whole like Mara Jade retcon type situation, or would you want something a little bit more classic, even though the timelines really don't match up? I mean,
and that's why I really don't think that's who Amy Adams is going to be. I don't think it's going to be her in Starfighter. Maybe it's going to be like a slight nod to her, maybe not with the same name. Maybe they'll have a little bit of a similar backstory and stuff if they are going to try to tie it in that way. But if I'm wrong, which I probably will be, but if it is Mara Jade, what I would really want to see as a fan is like her while she is the Emperor's hand.
Right. And that's what she was in the comics. Yeah.
Correct. She was the Emperor's hand. So if you don't know her backstory, she was actually sent to kill Luke. And things go awry, and she goes from being the Emperor's hand to a smuggler to a traitor to becoming a Jedi Master. So she has this really beautiful arc in her story. But what I really want to see is her as the Emperor's hand and like this hardcore Sith, just wielding a lightsaber and going crazy. So if as long as I get a flashback of that, I think as a fan, I would be happy with it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in the timeline and the canon, I'm not sure how they would have worked that in. But
Yeah.
I mean, never say never. That's what I always say, because you just don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what direction they're going to take some of these characters. And we really didn't think that we're going to get anything like Starfighter,
Yeah.
and them going the direction that they're going, disconnected from the Skywalker saga. But 5 years after the Battle of Exegol,
Yeah.
and it's a standalone film. Joseph Floyd on YouTube says, "How much was it? I want it."
Oh, shoot. Okay, so I bought it on May the 4th off of like the Disney store, like Shop Disney. I don't know if they had it at Galaxy's Edge, but only inside the park. I want to say it was like 300 something, but I can't remember.
Okay.
Completely.
Yeah, I would figure with the box it would be more than the typical pricing of a lightsaber.
Let me see if I can look it up really quick for you. It might be still online, because
yeah, it looks like, I don't know how to say that name properly. I don't think.
Oh, that's Austin.
Oh, okay.
It's not $3.99.
$3.99.
He's like, I checked the statement that Austin is my husband. He said I checked our credit card bill.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Austin should have been more like free 99. Unless you paid for it. I don't know.
Sure, it counts.
Who knows?
Yeah. I just punched in a phone number and it showed up at my house.
Okay, is that type of situation. So James Herrera on YouTube chimes in, that plot feels like it should be a movie. I'd hate to see it set as a flashback.
I agree. I would love it as a movie. I just don't think she has a big enough fan base, or maybe this is what creates a fan base for her.
Yeah. And I'm of the mind that I would like to see non-canon stuff made. The Force Unleashed. You could do the whole String of Legends stuff. I mean, I think that'd be a great move. And when all this stuff restarted again, reignited with Disney, I was really like, okay, well, canon needs to be upheld, and I want to see how good a job they do upholding canon. And they did a pretty decent job, because as of, I want to say, April 2015. Yeah, April 2014. I can't remember anymore. I've stated it so much on the podcast, though. At that point on, every comic book, movie, TV show, any media made was going to be canon. And I think they have strayed a little bit. I'm trying to remember what exactly that they kind of changed a little bit. I know James is watching. He's probably like typing it right now. But of course,
he could be saying it right now.
Right. So when you look back at it, the comic books had, and the novels had certain information that we got. Then of course,
yeah,
I don't know if this is said anywhere. I think this was just kind of the understanding. Maybe someone at Lucasfilm said it, and then it got passed down to somebody else, and then somebody else heard it, and it got kind of spread a little bit like wildfire. But I don't think a lot of people know this per se. But we've said it on the podcast before. Anything that's live action supersedes anything in print. And the thing that comes to mind is the Cobb Vanth story. The Cobb Vanth story doesn't match up totally in the Book of Boba Fett, which I don't mind. I think it worked for me with Timothy Oliphant, who was great in the New Alien Earth series. But yeah, it didn't really bother me. And I don't think it's really bothered people that like are really into the books, really into the comic books.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, I've read a few of the books. Like I read the Ahsoka book, and I thought that was great. Honestly, I just love that Star Wars is expanding.
Yeah.
Canon or not canon. We went so long without Star Wars, even just since Andor till now, feels like such a drought. I cannot wait for Visions to restart. So I don't care if it's canon or not. I just want more Star Wars.
Yeah, you sound a lot like me and James when we talk about the whole drought that we had. I mean, for
Yeah,
me personally, I'm older than James. I'm older than most people that are listening to podcasts about Star Wars these days, I think. But from 1983 till 1997 with the special editions, complete drought. When you're younger, when you're a kid, time takes forever.
literally.
Like a week or a month today, I mean, would feel like an eternity as a kid. A
Yeah.
day, I think, as a kid at that age that I was, age, I guess, 4 through 16, felt like a day felt like, I mean, so long. And now, as I'm older, it feels like I made a post today on Facebook. I was like, what time speed jump threshold did I just hit? Because I saw James Cameron say Avatar: The Way of Water is now 3 years old.
Yeah.
And it's like, it felt like that came out last year. I'm like, my mind was like blown. And yeah, kids today don't know. I sound like an old man yelling at the cloud, but they don't know how good they have it. I mean, Disney Plus, there's everything's there. The
I
books, the
remember.
comics. I mean, there's so much.
I remember as a kid waiting for Thursday night to watch Buffy every week and stuff, waiting for Saturday mornings to watch, Bobby's World and stuff, and waiting, having to wait. And it felt like forever. And now it's like, I just turn on the remote and everything's there. I remember when you had to go online, order a DVD from Netflix, have them ship it to you, and then you don't get another one until you ship that one back.
Yeah, that's how
So
Netflix started. It started as a mail order home video service type thing.
I feel like everyone forgot that.
And I think we said this on the podcast before, but the 1 millionth customer for Netflix ordered the movie Babel on DVD, and I think it's a he, lives in San Antonio and won Netflix free for life.
Must be nice.
Yeah, and then it became what we all know it to be. So I guess he doesn't have to pay for a subscription or anything. So there's that.
Even with the price hikes, he doesn't have to pay the difference.
I don't. You know what? You never know what the fine print was on that deal that he won, that contest he unknowingly won. But yeah, it's shocking how fast it seems the world has changed from just having to go to the theater to see Star Wars. And Star Wars had a long theatrical run, like years. And I don't think
Correct.
people kind of know that, but they kept on playing it over and over because it was so incredible. And then, of course, we got VHS, we got Betamax. VHS won that war. And then
Yeah.
we moved on to a long time after that, it felt like. DVDs were introduced, or Laserdisc, actually, before that.
I completely forgot about Laserdiscs.
Yeah, it's easy to because not a lot of people had them. And the
Yeah.
Laserdisc was the size of like an old record.
Correct.
And I remember people saying, if you haven't seen Star Wars on Laserdisc, man, you're not living, because it was the highest quality version of Star Wars you could watch at home. And then it was the original trilogy. So there was no special edition modifications made. So you got to see the actual original thing. And of course, they stopped kind of making them. They start making
Yeah.
media for them. And then, of course, you got the advent of the DVD. That was a huge craze. That lasted a long time. It rolled off the
Blu-ray.
tongue really easily. Everyone just kept on saying, I want to get the DVD, DVD this, DVD that.
I
And then,
remember
of
buying my
course,
first DVD player.
I do too. I bought mine from Best Buy. What was your
Me
first movie?
too.
What was your first movie?
Oh shoot. It had to have been a Disney. So me and my sister were Disney kids growing up, and we just had Disney movies on repeat. So it had to have been it probably was Peter Pan, because that was both me and my sister's favorite. So I can hear my dad being like, let's get something you both like, kind of thing. It had to be that. And then I think the next set that I bought when I started working with my own money was the Star Wars set.
Nice.
Yeah.
And there was a silver and a gold, right?
Gold.
Okay, I have the
I think I
silver.
still have it
Okay. Well, I have the
somewhere.
It was funny because today on my feed I saw somebody post the old school widescreen VHS, and the box on the outside was Vader. And
Nice.
they asked the question, does anyone still own this? Does anyone have it? It's like, what do you mean still own this? I have it like in my like video closet still.
You have gold sitting in your closet.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it didn't feel like I had to do that much to preserve it, you know. I just put it in like the old and I still call it the DVD closet. I don't know, I guess I'm old, but
we have this too.
But I mean,
I think it's one right behind me.
Yeah, I had kids in the early 2000s, so we would buy a lot of DVDs for them, and we would just refer to it. I
was a kid in the 2000s.
You could have been my kid.
No, not that young. But yeah. No, but yes.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, was there any kind of competitor to the DVD? I don't think there was. I would guess it would have to be like early, like baby steps streaming and like Napster.
Yes, there was like that big craze, but I remember not so much for movies, but just music, like LimeWire, Napster, it was all music and stuff. I don't think anyone had the bandwidth to, like no regular person.
Right, because it was dial-up at the time.
Correct.
Yes. Unless you're like at a university and I always talk about my high school, we had a T1 line for some outrageous reason. Who knows what the reasoning was for that.
And if anyone doesn't know what dial-up is, search that tone on Google.
Oh my God, I can't believe you have to say that.
I remember when you would get a certain amount of time for free on the internet, and then you would start paying by the minute.
Yeah, there's something called Net Zero.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, man, we're reminiscing about the good old days.
Was it good old days? Because I don't think I'd go back to that. I would not.
You would not go back.
Upset. I'm so upset sometimes when my internet, like my Netflix or something, just takes an extra second to load. I'm like, why? What is this? So no, I don't think I'd go. I don't know if I'd call it the good old days. I think the good old days were the VHS days. When you had to flip open the cartridge, make sure the tape was good and stuff.
So for me, I mean, I had Star Wars on VHS. Okay. That's obviously where I experienced it first because I was -4 years old when it came out in 1977. Yeah. But even then, I struggled to watch because it was so unclear. Mm-hmm. And it made me, as a kid, have it almost like play in the background and have me imagine Star Wars in the living room, you know?
That's very cool.
And then when I finally got to see it in like high res, I noticed things that I really didn't notice before in the past. And I think the VHS we had was actually missing a section of Return of the Jedi. I think it's that section right after or right before the droid gets flipped upside down and his feet are like going like this, and they put like the iron on his feet, and he goes, oh. It was that scene, and I think a little bit of the intro into the next scene. So when I did see it, it was like almost seeing like brand new stuff. And see, with the new Mando Grogu trailer where they showed Amon, okay, I really never noticed him in the back of Jabba's palace. I knew the toy, but I really never noticed the character that was always there.
Well, Star Wars too, it's one of those things like there's so much to see. No matter how many times you watch it, you'll always notice something new and stuff. Like, I think I spot a new character or remember a line differently every single time. And I go, oh, I didn't realize that's what he said. Or, you know, like, oh, I didn't realize like that's what, because when you watch it the first time as a kid, you're kind of like, well, this is cool. This is fun. Look at them fighting each other. Who's going to win and stuff. So you're not taking all that in. And then as you get older and your life changes and you grow, you start noticing these different things that you kind of get more attached to. So I feel like every time I watch the original trilogy, especially because I watched it so young as a kid, I'm like, wow, I didn't realize that. And then I ask myself, like, why did my parents let me watch this as like a 6-year-old? So
yeah, I had that same thought from my parents because my parents were my dad was so strict, but
me too.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm looking at this woman in this gold bikini. I've never seen this before.
Yeah, for me, I think Leia, my parents were very strict too
Yeah.
and stuff, but Leia for me was like the first time as a kid where I was like, I don't have to just sit here in a dress and look pretty. I can go do the stuff. And she was like
Wow.
she was like my introduction to like a strong female
Oh, nice.
and
Okay.
stuff. So that's why she was always like holds a very special place for me and stuff. She
Okay.
was like one of the first ones where as a child I was like, oh, I can save myself. I can do what I want and stuff. I can talk back. My parents did not like that, but that's what they taught me.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's an interesting view. I kind of grew up with some female cousins that
Mm,
were already like that. So
nice.
Leia wasn't my first introduction. I would just like wait for their responses to things and see what they would do. I was a younger cousin, and we would always play Star Wars, G.I. Joe,
Nice.
all kinds of different things. And they were all pretty strong. They all pretty much held their own with all my male cousins. So
Very nice.
yeah, it was interesting. I grew up that way. So to me, when people started mentioning like Ripley and Sarah Connor,
Mm-hmm. Oh
and
yeah, Sarah Connor is another great one.
I was like, yeah, that's not that big a like deal to me because I grew up with, and then my aunts too. I mean, they were pretty strong, and opinionative and talkative and that whole thing.
Yeah.
And my mom was the different one. She was very introvert and she was more shy, but no, her sisters were all like, I'm going to do it myself. And they didn't hold back and they told you what was on their mind. So it was like I had like a bunch of Leias around me.
I was say that's so nice. And now you have daughters, correct?
I have daughters.
Yeah.
I don't think they're necessarily the same kind of way.
Okay.
But they do have their own opinions, of course. I mean, they are older now. And I mean, you do notice that when you have daughters that my daughters have become very independent, like ultra
Nice.
independent. I mean, it's like they don't even live with me. I mean, they have their own cars. They go to college. They never tell us where they're at, even though we do know where they're at.
I was like,
because of technology.
I was like, there's things. Yeah.
Yeah. And they, I mean, the dream was when my daughters are younger, like, when are they going to be able to wake up on their own, dress themselves, be reminded to brush their teeth and all that. And I mean, you do think back on those days. It's like, man, if I could have one more day where I had to do that and see them as little kids, that'd be great.
Sweet.
But now it's, they're like little adults. I don't tell them to do anything. They do their own laundry. They make their own food.
Yeah. Well,
and it's such a wild thing.
One day, not in the near future, or maybe in the near future, I don't know, you'll get to be a granddad. Maybe. And then you get to have those moments with those little kids again, and that'll be a good time.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that they don't really tell you. And I hope this isn't a big spoiler for people out there. But I mean, it's like, it's even hard to say because it's like once they become adults, it's like they're like a whole nother person, you know? They're not the babies you raised. And it's a wild thing that nobody properly ever has described to me. But once you go through it, it's such a weird concept. And that time goes by like that.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
But there's like that really popular saying, the days are long, but the years are short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in 2025. 2025. And I mean, I never imagined 2025. I never went that far. I just never thought about it, you know?
Yeah, I don't think I ever thought of like my future in years, like in this year or so and so. I think for me, it was like by this age, this will happen. And absolutely none of it happened. But
yeah.
You know.
And see, I never thought that Star Wars would come back. I thought it was gone. And my brother is the one that would always drop like bits of wisdom on me. And he's like, listen, if something makes money, and ain't gonna be gone for too long.
That's true. I think that's why I was so excited when Disney bought it. I was like,
Right.
George doesn't want to do this anymore. That's fine. Let the man live his life. He's given us enough, kind of thing.
Right.
So when
Right.
Disney took over, I know a lot of people were really upset, but I was like, what are you guys talking about? We're finally going to get more Star Wars. They're not going to buy it just to keep it. We're going to get real content, and look at everything we've gotten so far.
Yeah, I really wasn't too worried because they had already owned Marvel, and Marvel was doing great.
Yes.
So that's what kind of calmed me down and gave me a little bit of confidence that, hey, okay, I mean, they're acquiring Lucasfilm, but it seems like they can stay hands off and let the studio do what it has to do and just let it run on its own. So
Yeah.
that's why I was confident.
Nice.
But looking back at it in hindsight, once you learn
There's a moment.
some of the stories, it's like, I wish they would have took their time with the sequel trilogy. Okay, here's a big what if. If they would have taken their time with the sequel trilogy,
Okay.
it would have been Dave Filoni that would have directed these movies.
Maybe.
You don't think so?
I don't know. I feel like he's an animation guy. I think if we waited, we would have waited way too long. And I think what Mandalorian is his first thing, and I'm probably wrong, but Mandalorian might be his first thing of live action that he's had his hands in and stuff. And it was kind of like, that's why he had John and everyone with him to kind of support him in that. So I don't know if we waited a little longer, it might have been great, or it might have been not great.
Yeah, we'll never know. But maybe I should just restate my what if. What if Dave Filoni was more involved in the sequels?
Then I think they would have been amazing. And not that they're not. I think they're great stories. I have issues with them, but I have issues with the original trilogy too. But I think it's one of those things when you love something so much, you just want all the people. I personally will like try to put my own things in there, right? I'm like, I wish this had happened, right. Versus like just appreciating the story for itself sometimes. Right. So, but I mean, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed them. I think Dave would have probably done something similar, but maybe a little better, maybe a little bit more consistency throughout the story.
Right.
I don't think Rey would have claimed herself as a Skywalker at the end, though, if it was Dave. I think that would have been the biggest difference. I feel like he likes to leave the Skywalker story to itself, and he does not tap into it too much.
But he put Luke at the end of Mando season 2, though.
But did he put Luke there for? Well, I guess that created continuity in the story.
Right.
Right. So maybe a little bit he didn't have a choice, but also was it just fan service?
When you see the interviews where he talks about that certain sequence, he oftentimes says, "Who else could it be?" Yeah, and he was telling actors on set, "It's Plo Koon."
Koon, yeah.
Plo Koon showing up. It's Plo Koon who's doing all the moves. It's Plo Koon who's off screen. So you're reacting to Plo Koon, which was brilliant because those characters had never encountered Luke Skywalker, so they wouldn't know his backstory. You know, they wouldn't have known that he defeated Vader and the Empire and Palpatine. But Moff Gideon did, and when you look at his face, he's all freaked out.
That is pretty great. I wonder if Giancarlo knew that. Like he was the only one who knew or something.
There's a really popular meme that's out there that talks about that certain situation. I don't think I've ever heard Filoni or anyone at Lucasfilm talk to that, but it feels like that makes a whole lot of sense. And I hope if it's not canon, they retcon that in there.
If I end up going to SpaceCon, that is going to be my one and only question to him. Did you know? Did you know?
That's a great question. Yeah. I hope you go to SpaceCon.
I do too.
Yeah. And speaking of SpaceCon, I will be there. I'll be at a Star Wars Stuff podcast table alongside Countdown City Geeks. And we are going to be raffling off the Home Depot Stormtrooper, which I think Mariana actually owns, which gives her a lot of Star Wars cred there, I think. And yeah, we'll be raffling it off. Once you do the raffle, you'll get a spin on our prize wheel, and you can end up with a Funko Pop of Ian McDermott as Palpatine, of course, Shin Hati, Ivana Sakno, Natasha Liu Berdizzo as Sabine, and of course, all those actors will be there, hopefully. I think
So
Natasha,
exciting.
yeah, it's super exciting. Natasha last year, I think she had a film project come up and she had to cancel, but I think almost certainly she's gonna show up this time.
I know Sam Witwer is supposed to be there this time too.
Yes, he was there at Superhero Comic Con, which is also owned
Nice.
by Bob Wills, who we did the last podcast with, and he did free autographs. So I waited in line so long for a couple of autographs, and he was awesome.
I
And
met him in Japan, and he's such a nice dude.
yeah,
I got his autograph and got a picture with him. And I was like trying to convince him. I was like, any information. I would love to see him come in some way, somehow as Star Killer.
Yeah, I mean, I would approve, and I think a lot of other people would approve. You would want to see some type of non-canon Force Unleashed thing, TV show, movie. You can involve Hayden, get him doing more Vader stuff, get him doing stuff that we've never seen before on screen. Purists would hate it, but it would be interesting. It would be entertaining, and I think the box office would be huge, would be tremendous. And I think that would encourage them to do more stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think Star Wars is one of those few properties where you can do stuff like that, do stuff outside of the main canon timeline.
Yeah.
And DC is actually doing that stuff. They're doing Elseworlds. So when Batman is introduced in the new DCU under James Gunn, it's not going to be Robert Pattinson because that's Elseworld. You didn't know that?
No. I love Pattinson.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, they're still going to make those movies, but
okay, cool.
The primary,
we're good.
The primary Batman in the DCU timeline is going to be a different actor that interfaces with huge Star Wars fan David Cornsweet, who played Superman.
I love David Cornsweet. All his interviews when he's talking Star Wars, I'm like, this is the guy. I wish him nothing but the best.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he's cast in a Star Wars film sooner than later. I mean, he's put it out there so much.
Yeah, he says he always wants to be a Jedi.
Yeah, and his co-stars. Not only has David Cornsweet put that out there, there's a few other superhero actors that have put it out there. And I don't want to say if I've attempted to contact them or have dreamed about contacting them or dreamt that I tried to contact them.
All
I don't
three?
know at this point. But
all of the above.
So when Galaxy's Edge opened, some stars showed up day one, and that was Brie Larson, who was in a Jedi robe and a lightsaber. She's going to be at SpaceCon. You can ask her a Star Wars question. Also, Chris Evans is a huge Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Probably going to see him as Captain America again in Doomsday or Secret Wars, or possibly a third Avengers film. Who knows?
I thought we'd get him in again as Johnny Storm.
We probably will. If you know what Secret Wars is, I think we're getting everybody in that film, and it's going to be cool. It's going to be really like a comic book fan's dream come true. And I'm an old X-Men fan, X-Men cartoon fan.
Oh.
And some of those episodes you would see randomly, like Spider-Man swinging through, Iron Man flying by, maybe in one or two episodes. But I thought that was so cool to see like so many different characters that had nothing to do with the main storyline show up. And you're going to get that, I think. And it's under Disney, so we can talk about it.
I know. I was going to say, I'm about to go so off subject. So at LA Comic-Con, I got to meet Larry Houston, who is the main director of X-Men 97.
Yes.
And so we were walking the artist alley, and my husband Austin was trailing a little bit behind me, and I stood right in front of Larry's table, and I'm like, Austin, get over here and stuff because Larry Houston was there. And we ended up buying a piece of his art and getting it signed.
That is so great.
Yes. And he's just like, he was telling me how they just finished season 2 of X-Men 97 and he's already working on season 3. And it was like so nice. And he's like so grateful. He's like, it's because of you guys we got to come back and do this and so appreciative. And then he gave me one of his producer hats, which it says previously on X-Men.
That is so great.
Yes, it was. So I wore it the next day to Comic-Con and we were walking by some of the voice actors that are in X-Men 97. Mm-hmm. And the actress who plays Rogue saw my hat and she's like, I love your hat. And I was like, I love you and stuff. And it was just, and we just smiled. It was just like this really small, sweet moment. And I was all like, I just talked to Rogue.
Wow. Yeah. 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 And she was the voice of X-Men 97 too, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So season 2 done, already working on season 3. So
right.
That'll be exciting.
Yeah. I cannot wait for that. So the next thing I think we wanted to talk about was Ewans' thoughts. So there was a story that popped up and it's from IGN and it says Ewan McGregor has revealed how he had thought his Obi-Wan Kenobi show was going to be the big splash for Star Wars on streamer Disney Plus, but it turned out to be The Mandalorian. Do you remember that big photo shoot that him, Diego Luna, Pedro Pascal, and who was the fourth? There's a fourth person, right? I'm trying to remember the actual photo shoot.
Diego Luna, Pedro Pascal,
Ewan, and I think there was a fourth person, right? I don't know. If you're on chat, help us out. But anyways.
James, do you know?
Yeah, James is out there, unless he already fell asleep. I don't know. He had a long day. He's shooting stuff on a camera, not a gun. Ahsoka, yes. How could we forget? Rosario Dawson.
Did you just remember or did someone say it?
James just said it.
Oh.
He said Ahsoka? Yeah, it had to have been Ahsoka, right? I don't know. Well,
I want to say it was a female. I just couldn't remember who.
Yeah, for some reason I was thinking Jyn Erso, but I was like, no, that couldn't be Felicity. But yeah, so it looked like Ewan was supremely confident out there, but of course The Mandalorian was the bigger hit. Of course it had Baby Yoda, it had Grogu in it, and then that season 2 introduced all these characters, which is like a dream. Every week, man, for that whole season, it was just greatness after great. Like, we couldn't believe what we were seeing.
Yeah.
I think episode 2 was maybe the most, and I wouldn't even call it a letdown, but it was the episode where there wasn't like a big character in live action. We did get Carson Teva, and we got Trapper Wolf, which is Dave Filoni, as action pilots, and then we got the Ralph McQuarrie spiders that he had drawn. And is James trying to contact us via other means?
Yeah.
Okay, he just sent us the image.
I was like, we both got the message. Yeah.
Your image doesn't open, James.
Yeah. I'm like, do you see me? I'm just like,
we're both like clicking it, trying to show the camera. But
hold on, maybe I can zoom. No, I can't. It's blue. The picture is blue.
yeah, it's blue. Yeah, I don't think I could zoom in either. Anyways.
Yeah.
For you audio listeners, James just sent us a text message with an image, but I guess it's downloading. I don't know. Okay, there it is. He's like frantically trying to send it. Can you see it? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah. Should I do it too?
Kind of hard. Yeah. Oh, yours is better, I think. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. And James said you're welcome. Thanks, James.
I was like, who's still texting me?
So yeah. And I think we all thought the Obi-Wan Kenobi show was just going to be a crazy hit because Deborah Chow is directing it. She's directing all the episodes. But I don't think it lived up. It didn't live up to a lot of people's expectations, but you loved it.
I loved it. I thought there were so many beautiful scenes between Obi-Wan and Vader slash Anakin. I love the moment where he breaks his mask on the opposite side that Ahsoka broke Vader's mask in Rebels, to kind of give that that moment of both of them separate brought out a little bit of Anakin and stuff on different ends, but it had to be both of them. It had to be Luke that brings Anakin back, but they each got this really beautiful moment with Anakin. I have 3 quotes. So my arm is all Star Wars out. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I have his saber back here.
Oh, nice.
And on the saber, I have the quotes as my favorite line from the series of, "What have you become? I am what you made me." And it gives that resolution and that moment to later on where it's I'm not your failure. And it's just so beautifully written. And there's so many beautiful scenes in the dark between the blue and the red sabers lighting up the stage and stuff. I loved it. When people say it didn't live up, it's people want their own storyline to play out versus just appreciating what the story is.
I don't think a lot of people had an issue with the battle so much between and the dialogue.
Yeah.
That was pretty much one of the best things, one of the best outcomes you could hope for with a meeting between Vader and Obi-Wan, because there's a little bit of controversy there, because in episode 4 on the Death Star, people got from Vader that they hadn't met since he was burned on Mustafar. But then again, you could still kind of fit in another meeting. And of course, that's what they did. And it's one of those things when you grow up with Star Wars, you have a set framework of what you saw, what you experienced, what you thought was the thing. But then again, not so much. You could technically rearrange that around.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the qualities of Star Wars I love, that you can go back, do prequels, do in-betweequels, you could do anything really, and still follow mainline canon.
Yes.
And that's essentially what they did. And Obi-Wan meeting with Leia, little Leia.
Which gives that continuity of why she would reach out to him.
Right. And him watching over Luke. But see, I think a lot of people kind of suffered from what I suffered from, was that we had decades and decades to think about what Obi-Wan was doing in the Dune Sea, in his hovel. And then, of course, when we saw the prequels, we saw the whole Qui-Gon Obi-Wan relationship. And it's oh my gosh, he's communing with Qui-Gon, no doubt. And we waited for Liam Neeson to appear. And of course, spoiler alert for Obi-Wan, he appeared for 2 seconds at the very end. And it's oh man, he should have starred in this thing alongside him. But Ewan McGregor has gone to conventions, LA Comic-Con, and said, hey, I'm game to do more. And people say it's impossible. But no, it's not impossible. They can do it where he never sees Vader. They stay separate, and you can still show Vader stuff.
Yeah, and I feel one thing I took away from the moments where we get Anakin piercing through Vader and stuff is Vader is a whole nother entity. And over time, it just is just Vader and stuff. So
James on YouTube says a smile Kenobi gives when seeing Leia and Luke in episode 4 is amazing because of the Kenobi series. Yes. So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, is that incredible Lucas foresight that he did that? Because when you look at that scene when old Obi-Wan Kenobi, played by Alec Guinness, is fighting Vader, the lightsaber duel on the Death Star, and he sees Leia and Luke run onto the bridge, and he gives that look, and it's him seeing the twins reunited, or technically kind of reunited together. His mission was done.
He was able to go in peace.
Yeah. I mean, that might be the most beautiful moment in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Is that moment right there. He's I've won. Even though I'm about to die and lose this battle, I won the war.
Yeah. I agree.
What's a better moment than that? I mean, connecting the prequels in this and the original trilogy. I mean,
Is
and
that
actually,
your ultimate moment in Star Wars? Like when you think of Star Wars, that is the moment for you? I have a very specific moment in my mind. Well, okay, I have two. I have two very specific moments in my mind where it's
it's a
like that is the most beautiful Star Wars.
it's a very unfair question to ask because there's so many
So
moments.
many.
There's so many. And James has talked about his favorite moment before.
Was it the Ewoks? When one Ewok was holding the other Ewok?
No,
And you're
it's a
so
little bit
sad.
of an inside joke. So
Oh,
he did a podcast with one of our former co-hosts, Joseph, and they did top 15 moments in Star Wars.
oh, that sounds so
And
fun.
James went kind of off script and he said John Williams is my favorite moment. I think that's the way it went. And everyone started commenting, John Williams is not a moment, James. I'm sorry,
Oh,
James.
poor
He's not here to
James.
defend himself.
I was gonna
But
say, well,
James is like
kind of.
seriously typing right now at home. That was not the thing. You got it wrong. You said it incorrect, David.
You know what? We'll wait for that message, that text message to come through.
James says on YouTube, "Hey, it's a moment, jerks."
You know what? You guys saw him at one of the celebrations, right?
Yes, James and I were
Yeah.
there before we even met each other. James was sitting closer to John Williams than I was. No
Nice.
idea John Williams was going to be there. They did the 40th anniversary panel where every living
Nice.
member of Star Wars, every like main actor, main character was there. And then at the very end, they opened up the curtain. You heard audible gasps.
Yeah.
And when I heard it and did not see what was there, I mean, it went straight to my head. Oh my God, did Carrie Fisher just walk out or something? Because the reaction people had, and of course, Carrie Fisher had passed away.
Yeah.
I was like, what could make, we just saw everybody on stage. We saw George Lucas. We saw Mark Hamill. We saw Harrison Ford. Ian McDermott. Hayden was there. He got a big reception. I was like, who else could they bring out? And of course, yeah, we didn't think John Williams was right there.
It's because he's a moment.
He went like this.
That
and
was
everyone
the
went
moment.
silent.
That's the moment James is talking about. That was the moment.
But I think we were talking about in Star Wars films, not like just in general.
Yeah.
Because I have a moment too that's not in Star Wars films.
Oh.
And kind of goes back to me talking about my daughters. James says, "See."
So I got to see John Williams at the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah.
And it was so beautiful. It was wonderful. And
did you have a lightsaber?
I brought my Ahsoka Legacy sabers, the
Wow.
second set.
Wow.
And stuff. I'll send you a picture of me in front of the marquee and maybe like a video or two of like a sea of lightsabers. And so, but it wasn't just Star Wars. It was also Indiana Jones and E.T. and a lot of us, James Bond. And he told like this really fun story about how Steven Spielberg's like, I really want this really great like music in the background for this really intense motorcycle chase scene for James Bond. Mm-hmm. And he's like, okay, we can do this. And he put his heart and soul into it. And then he went and watched the movie and you cannot hear the music at all over the motorcycles. And then John Williams was pissed. And I loved it. I was like, yeah, you tell him, John. But I think that's why Celebration is going to be in LA, this next one, so that we can have him there. Because, I mean, he is getting old.
Yeah. I mean, when we were there at the 40th panel, I think we all kind of thought this was going to be the last time we ever kind of see John Williams at a celebration. And he flew. It was in Orlando. So he flew from Southern California to Florida, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
And nobody thought he was going to be there, but he was there. I mean, he did. He played the Leia theme. He played the opening theme when you hear the crawl. Then he played the Imperial March, and it was wild. It's something that I never even thought to put on my bucket list, and it was a check mark, you know.
Yeah. If you live in SoCal, you live in LA, they still do his music. It's the LA Philharmonic that plays it at the Hollywood Bowl. I don't like, they will say with John Williams if he is going to appear, but I
Yeah.
have not seen his name on it for a while now.
Mm.
But I know he's still writing and still making music. Didn't he just do something recently for some movie?
Possibly for Spielberg's new untitled UFO film,
Maybe.
because that's still a thing. There's no title. Nobody knows what it's about. There's some big stars in it, and I'm eagerly anticipating it because it feels like he might be going back to his like 1980s
Oh,
style
fun.
of storytelling.
Super fun.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what was your moments going back to your daughters?
So very unexpected.
Okay.
Almost didn't happen. We were in Southern California at Disney Springs. Is that what it's
Downtown
called?
Disney?
Yeah. I think no. At that point, I think it was Disney Springs still.
I know. I've always known it as Downtown Disney
Okay. Well,
in
I won't
LA. I
argue with
know.
you.
I know in Florida it's Disney Springs.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah.
wasn't it a name before those two names came to be?
I think Florida was a different name.
Okay.
I want to say, as far as I've been going to Disneyland, it's always been Downtown Disney.
Okay. Downtown Disney.
Yeah.
That's where I
Yeah.
was. We had a really cool Star Stuff podcast hang
Nice.
at the restaurant where like there's like bowling inside as well. We bowled.
Splitsville?
Yeah, Splitsville. And right outside was an area where you they did a essentially like a 4D experience. It was
Yes.
it was the void.
Yes, and they had a Star Wars one for the longest time.
Yes. So yeah,
Yeah.
you put a helmet on. It had like did it have a screen inside?
Yeah, it was like the Oculus
Okay,
kind of
yeah.
controls.
So yeah,
And then you had the vibration plate, like
right.
the
You
vest
had the
and
vest you
stuff.
put on, and this was all pre-pandemic, so nobody thought about like germs and stuff. That's why they probably got
Yeah.
rid of it, because it's you share it with so many people.
Yeah.
But you put it on, and then they're like, "Okay, here's your Star Wars experience," and it was expensive.
Yes.
And I asked my family who wanted to go do it with me at Star Wars. I had to go do it, and my youngest daughter at that time, she was maybe 12.
Oh, nice.
And she's small. She's not like
She's not tall like
myself
you.
or my wife or my oldest. She's very short, very little. And we put the helmet on, we put the vest on, and we have our blaster. And I told my daughter, "Are you ready?" And she's like, "Yep, I'm ready." And so we walk in, and then you're in like virtual reality-ish type Star Wars. And what they don't tell you is that you're going to have smoke and heat and water being flung at you. Plus,
Correct.
if you got shot by a stormtrooper, you would feel the heat on your vest.
Yeah.
And that was wild because I was just getting shot. I was like, wait a minute. Is that accurate? It was like, am I what's going on here? But the other mind-blowing thing was that I could hear my daughter talk to me, and she was describing things that she was seeing. We were seeing the same thing, but if you turn your head, it was like you're moving in space, like reality, but it was virtual. And I look down, and I see the smallest little stormtrooper I had ever seen, and it was my daughter. So it would like avatar you as a stormtrooper, but it's usually adults. But it matched my daughter's size, and she was like a little baby stormtrooper, and I could see her firing, and I could not stop laughing.
That sounds so amazing.
I mean, it was like a laughter that I've never experienced in my life before. It was like hysterical. I was in hysterics. I was hysterically laughing. If they see the video of me, they're just gonna see a guy just like laughing and like looking around and just watching his kid like try and defeat these like, I don't know, Mustafarians. It was the aliens in there she was shooting at, and then we shot at. I think I think
I
there
know
was
Vader comes out at one point.
Vader comes out, and I think there was KX droids as well.
Yes.
And it was so. I mean, it was so close to just like. I mean, I don't know if I've ever been happier.
Oh, that's
Just.
great.
I mean, I had like an overdose of endorphins in my mind. I couldn't stop laughing. Like I was like,
That's
this
so
is just
great.
ridiculous. This was like I was in Star Wars, the closest I've ever been to being Star Wars.
Yeah, we
And of
did that
course,
experience as well. It was fun, but I was like too busy. We're like very competitive. And we got partnered up with like a dad and his kid.
oh
So me
shoot,
and Austin were just like busy trying to get the puzzles done
right, and that
and
was a wild
stuff.
thing too.
Yeah.
It was just me and my daughter. Nobody else was there. It was just
Oh,
us. So we had the run of everything, and like everything in reality is just a bunch of like shapes and doorways and
no.
stuff. But in the game, it was actual like blaster doors and
Yeah.
boxes and stuff and
I
cargo
remember
and
I remember there's like a pathway that you had to walk that was like super narrow and I'm like, crap, I don't want to fall off.
yeah,
I'm sure it was just like in this really big
right.
wide room.
And you ended up on Mustafar, and the heat would hit you. And if
Yes.
you got closer to it, it'd get hotter. If you got further, you get cooler, and it would all work out.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's probably my greatest Star Wars experience. It was just undescribable. I mean, it was. I don't know what like hit me. I mean, it all just like everything hit me. I was like at Disneyland with my family doing Star Wars. I had a
That's
little
so fun.
stormtrooper,
That is
and
so fun.
we got a picture too. I bought the $35 picture that they're like trying to get us to buy. And I'm
Yeah.
glad I bought it. And later on, they sent when they closed the void down, they sent me a special email that said, "Hey, here's the digital picture that you took." So I have it in digital somewhere on my computer as well.
Nice. You have to put that on Patreon.
Yeah, I could do that. I could do that.
Yeah.
And you'll see my daughter, how small she is. And you're going to be like, wow, she's so tiny. Yeah, it was great. I'll never forget it. I got that memory. So, yeah, back to Ewan's thoughts. He thought Obi-Wan Kenobi was going to be bigger than Mandalorian. Of course, yeah, it wasn't. They're not going to make an Obi-Wan movie, although they were before they did the TV show. He's talked about that before. And he's still up to be Obi-Wan Kenobi in anything they want to do. And
I'd love to see him as Obi-Wan, but like in a Vader series. And no, they don't have to meet again and stuff like that, but like just like flashbacks or like side stories, kind of how they did Boba Fett and Mandalorian.
Yeah. I mean, we put that out in the world on this podcast so many times. And it's like
show.
You could print money. Literally print money.
This would be bigger than crypto.
It would make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few things where they could just make all the money. And that's one of them. Do a Vader series and have Hayden training with Obi-Wan. De-age him.
Man.
And kind of unrelated to Star Wars here, but I still want to talk about it. I found out today that the final tally, the final receipts for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, they spent like $420 million on that movie.
Okay.
And yeah, that's not the typical box office. The typical box office for a major blockbuster is like maybe 250 million. They spent like more than double. And they say it's because of the de-aging that they did on Harrison Ford and the special effects scene at the very end. That was very time consuming, and you got to pay all these animators. So that's why it costs so much.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought that was interesting. And that's a Lucasfilm movie as well, directed by James Mangold, who is about to direct a Dawn of the Jedi film. Hopefully it does happen. Hopefully we see it.
Wasn't he on the list of already not like saying no?
No.
Or is he still, okay.
What just recently happened was James Mangold, I believe, signed a deal with another studio to do some work for them, But I think James Mangold's representation has clearly come out and said any project that you heard James officially a part of is still continuing. So we all know, well, maybe we don't all know, but he's also doing a project for DC, which is Swamp Thing. That might be happening before the Dawn of the Jedi film. So we might have to wait a little bit. I think Paramount is the studio that signed him to do stuff. Paramount also signed, I think, the Duffer Brothers with
Yes.
Stranger Things.
Yes.
And they also, I believe they have a J.J. Abrams thing going on. And of course, Paramount did Star Trek, so there's a connection there. So, yeah, I'm not like chomping at the bit here for that Dawn of the Jedi movie. I mean, I kind of wonder how that's going to be. I wonder how entertaining that's going to be. I mean, if there's not going to be any lightsabers, if it's just going to be all Force stuff. And for whatever reason, I think about the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments of Charlton Heston was a great, very, very long film. But
yeah,
it's like, what can you do unless they speed up the timeline and show something that involves lightsabers? And I guess there's still going to be speeders and ships that go into outer space. I don't know. I don't know how to approach that.
Yeah, I tried when I heard about it. I was like, it is what it's going to be. I don't think there's any trying to figure it out because there is so much they could do, but there's also they're so limited.
To me, it sounds like it would be a great prologue to a grand trilogy. And you can show the discovery of the Force, discovery of kyber crystals, discovery of the lightsaber, all in like a 5-minute, 10-minute prologue. And then boom, we're in our story. That's what it feels like to me. If I was president of Lucasfilm, I would think that.
Should we start a second petition?
Yeah, you started a petition last night.
I promised Craig I would, and I did.
Yeah, you came through.
Frog Lady. If this happens, Frog Lady becomes Lily. I told him Jenna needs to put it on her college applications. She needs to put that in every single one of her resumes when she's an adult. I named a Star Wars character.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ewan's still in the mix. He wants to still be in Star Wars.
And I hope they use him before he gets too old.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. You got to use these actors when they're younger, when it's not too much de-aging, and
while they still want to do it. Harrison Ford doesn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
He's like begging to get out for the longest time. He's like, kill me, please. Like, kill me off this movie. Kill me off this show.
First he's like, give me $50 million, then kill me.
Yeah. And he's having a great time doing other projects and stuff. He doesn't want to do Star Wars anymore. I would hate for it to get to a point where Hayden and Ewan are like, we want to do this. We want to do this. They don't get used. Well, Hayden's getting used, but Ewan doesn't get used to the point where he's like, well, I don't want to do it anymore. You guys had your time.
I feel like maybe I had this daydream, but I feel like Ahsoka season 2 opens up in the Clone Wars, and they reutilize the stuff that they showed in Shadow Warrior.
I would love that.
And we get to see some action, and then we cut to present day Ahsoka season 2 in Pridia or joining Ezra.
Yeah, I'm sure. Do you know how many episodes season 2 is supposed to be?
I would figure 8, right? 8 was the episode count for
seems like the
1.
magic number. 6. No, 6 always seems too short. There was none that was
too short, and they've developed the tradition of doing like 30 to 40-minute long episodes on average.
Yeah,
and then that also counts the credits. So
I'd be curious if, with the way Andor worked out, they would start adopting that more, that set of like 3 drops a night for 4 weeks.
Right.
Then we get 12.
Yeah.
And the bingers who like to binge can binge all of it sooner.
That's true. And speaking of Ahsoka season 2 has wrapped principal photography, it looks like. Rosario Dawson put out a photo on her Instagram of her at the wrap party. celebrating, and then all kinds of people were trying to figure out like what was in the background and who was in the picture. It was mostly, I think, people that we weren't familiar with, but she
Yeah.
looked very happy. And then with Bryce Dallas Howard's comments at LA Comic Con, where you were at, and you recorded her comments and we posted it on Instagram. Sounds like it's even better than season one, and I'm hyped for it.
Me too.
It sounds like it's going to be incredible. And at Japan Celebration, and it's a video that a lot of people maybe kind of quasi forgot, but he does talk about Chopper being in it way more because the fans
Yes.
demanded it. And
And
he talked
Loft
about the Rebels
Cats.
crew.
Little
Loth
Loft
Cats.
Kittens.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the Loth Cats. I think I might have one in the background somewhere. I don't know. Might be in my loft here upstairs. But yeah, if Bryce Dallas Howard is accurate, we're in for a great season. And he does talk about a Star War, seeing emphasis on the war part of it, and I love that. I want to see a big battle, a big war. That's a hallmark of a great Star Wars piece of media.
Oh
So,
yeah.
Can't wait for that. And of course, it's going to drop next year.
Yeah.
Do we know? Do we know? We don't know what month, right?
No, so. I would assume if it just wrapped, I would say probably April, May.
Right. And the rumor that I talked about at the beginning of this podcast, there are a couple. There is a rumor that Dave Filoni is doing something aside from Ahsoka and aside from his Thrawn, Heir to the Empire assumed film, like Avengers Assemble type thing. He's doing something different in Star Wars that's never been seen before. That's the rumor. So he's got a third project possibly on his plate. Also, it's been rumored that he's actually had more of a hand in the new Jedi Order film that Daisy Ridley is involved in. I've heard that. Don't know if it's 100% true. This is just rumor talk. But I've never heard Dave Filoni specifically say, I'm a fan of Rey or Rey Skywalker, or I'm a fan of the sequels. But some people believe that when he does speak about the sequels, he is more on the pro sequel side, like he's almost like defending the sequel, so to speak. But of course, Dave's very even keel. He's very calm. He's not very argumentative. So you never see that side of him. You never see internet Dave Filoni. He's very calm. I mean, he's very confident. He understands Star Wars. He learned at the feet of the master, the maker, I should say.
Yeah.
And I just can't wait to see what we get next. And he said Zeb is going to be in Ahsoka season 2.
Yeah, we got to see some of that.
Yeah, we all figured he costs a lot of money.
Yes. Yeah. Probably more than Amy Adams in Starfighter.
I think I might agree with that. And yeah, the rumors with Amy Adams, I mean, early on there was that rumor that she was going to be the mother of Flynn Gray's character. Now there's that rumor that, okay, she might be the mother, but she's also a Jedi, a former Jedi. There's that rumor that's out there too. And I think that's kind of what sparked the Mara Jade talk.
Do you think that this is their way to link Skeleton Crew? Because wasn't that Jude Law's character's backstory is that he met this Jedi that was kind of on the run, saw potential in him, and trained him a little bit in the Force. And that's why he had some Force skills. Do you think she could be the same Jedi and the stories are linked?
I don't think there is a link. See, the thing with Sean Levy, who's directing. I don't think he's pulled from any other Star Wars show.
Mm.
I think this is wholly new on Sean Levy's part, and this is like his thing. There's probably going to be connection because we've heard that there's possible sequel actors in this. The consensus summation of the story is that Ryan Gosling, his character, is trying to protect the younger character and possibly deliver him to Rey for her new Jedi Academy, and that's a possible outcome.
That makes sense.
But yeah, the Amy Adams part of it being a former Jedi, that's a question. Does it continue on? And everyone's assuming if this is successful and everyone likes it, it's going to be a trilogy. It's probably going to have a sequel. But yeah, it just feels wholly standalone. Like this is to me, I think that Sean Levy had an idea for a Star Wars film since who knows when, since he was a little kid. And then when he became an adult, he probably refined it. And then he did the whole pitch to Kathleen Kennedy. Or maybe Kathleen Kennedy just approached him, which he's done in the past. I think she approached him.
Yeah.
If he had a Star Wars idea. And he probably just said, yeah, I actually do. And she said, well, can you work it into what we canonically have with the sequels? And he probably said, yeah, there I think I see a way in. And I think that's how it all started. And there's going to be bits and pieces in there. And the thing that popped up in my mind a while back in this podcast was we haven't heard much from the story group. I mean, they were like really kind of highly touted in the beginning with the acquisition of Lucasfilm from Disney for Disney. But I've seen some of the story group around. I won't say where, but if you look in my background, you know where. Little Easter egg there. But I haven't approached this guy.
Everyone's going to screenshot this now and just zoom in.
It's like my Russo brother picture for the Avengers. We've had several. If Craig was on this podcast, he would be saying the name probably. But we've had several encounters with this story group member, and they've been. He's contributed to some very long-lasting core memories for the podcast.
Nice.
And I'll tell you after the podcast is over what that's all about. But but yeah, and I've ran into Leland Chi a lot of times, and he's always walking somewhere. Except in Chicago at Celebration in 2019. I didn't corner him, but and I don't want to toot my own horn, but when I turned away, I had like a 15-minute conversation with him. He left, I turned around, and there was like a bunch of podcasters just like staring at me. And they were like congratulatory. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, I can't believe you just talked to him. And I'm like, well, why? You could have just walked up to talk to him. He's talking to everybody.
Yeah.
And they're like, can you believe that happened? I'm like, well, yeah, because it happened. It happened, right? I'm not dreaming, right? I started like pinching myself. But no, he's a cool guy to walk up to and talk to about Star Wars. He's fine with it. And I said, let's take a selfie. And he took out his holocron he always carries with him. And
that's so cool.
And we also got to take a picture in 2022 in Anaheim where he was like walking somewhere really fast and I stopped him. I don't know, probably shouldn't have. But yeah, we had a long conversation about stuff and it was fantastic. And I have now forgotten what my main point was because I started.
We haven't heard much from the story group. We haven't heard much from them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We haven't heard. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I ran into Leland Chi, and that's about it. I haven't seen Pablo like be free amongst the fans and talk to him. He's more well known, and I remember him hosting the panel for feature filmmakers of Star Wars, with Gareth Edwards in 2015. And what's the guy's first name? Is it Scott? Jason Trank?
Jason.
Okay.
Now I feel like I have to Google it.
Yeah, he was supposed to direct a Boba Fett film, but that all fell through, and he directed that Fantastic Four film with Michael B. Jordan. And there's a lot of like backstory to that, why that wasn't as successful as it should have been. But yeah, I haven't heard much from the story group, even though I'm not necessarily sure that we should be hearing much from them because they assist in the filmmaking and staying within the rules and canon and that whole thing.
Jason McGatlin?
No, his last name is Trank.
Trank.
Yeah. I'm going to look it up too. I'll just type in Fantastic Four. Josh Trank. Yeah, it just came to me. Josh Trank.
I was like...
And with him too, I think somebody told me they ran into him around the Celebration time, and he was like a super nice guy. And he was talking about like the making of his film that kind of got him on the map with Michael B. Jordan. I can't remember the name of it now for whatever reason. Forgetting a lot of stuff now. I think because I'm making so much room for trivia. But
yeah.
Yeah, I heard
we don't have Craig here for us to be each other's good luck charms now.
Oh man, it's 1v1 now. But yeah, I heard he's a pretty cool guy to approach and talk about film. And yeah, we'll never know really what the situation was, why he didn't continue on with Star Wars, even though there's
the movie was
like
Chronicle.
Yeah, that's the movie.
2012.
That was a pretty good movie. Great concept, great execution. So yeah, where's the story group? Do we need to see them?
I would like to see them.
Every time your camera zooms in, I think you have a cameraman there. Is that your husband?
No, I'm gonna turn it off for the next time because it's distracting me as well. I'm like, stop moving. Sorry, guys. I will turn it off for next time. I promise. All
right. So yeah, those are the main rumors we've talked about during the show. Filoni being more involved in the Rey film, the Mara Jade thing, the Jedi thing with Amy Adams. But yeah, so I've told Mariana that she needs to study up.
Yeah.
Because the next time we podcast, we're going to...
I'm putting my phone down and away. Won't cheat this time.
You got to do hands up the whole time. And no, I'm just kidding. I trust you.
I'm ready.
So yeah, I have a stack of trivia right here. And we're going to go through every single card until we're done. It doesn't matter if this is like a 5-hour, 8-hour pot. No. Or we'll do a few trivia questions here.
You know, and I'm in Cali, so it's way earlier for me than it is for you. You're the one who's going to be staying up super late.
Yeah, so yeah, you're 2 hours behind me. So
yeah.
So yeah. Here's the first. So we'll do some warm-up questions.
Okay.
That you should knock out of the park.
Oh, don't say that.
No, trust me, you'll knock them out of the park.
Okay.
All right, here's the first trivia question. And we do have some sound effects this time around.
Gosh.
So, and I might need some practice with them because
okay.
We've never really done this on the podcast. So here we go. Who said... You're already laughing.
Crap.
You gotta be laughing too. Okay, here's a question.
Okay.
Who said this son doing murder to Misa's skin?
Oh my gosh. Jar Jar Binks. Sound effect.
Which one is it?
Oh,
hope it's this one.
The cash money.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
so the next one, we'll do another warm up.
Okay.
Because
yeah, this just be the actual game. These ones.
Okay, here's a moderate one.
Okay.
That Craig has gotten right.
Oh crap!
Who owned Anakin Skywalker before Watto bought him?
Pirates. No, Pirates sold Shmi into Watto. Okay. No, not to Watto, to someone else?
I'm not 100% sure on that, but
I thought he was born into slavery.
Okay, but who owned him before Watto? He says it in the film.
Oh, shoot.
He says it in the Phantom Menace. It's a very particular name.
He says it, or does Watto say, I bought them off of so-and-so?
No, Jake Lloyd says, we were owned by, or before we got, or I don't know, I'm paraphrasing now, but he says the name.
I don't remember.
All right, so you want multiple choice?
Yes, please. Let's do that.
All right, A, Sebulba.
No.
B, Lana.
Ooh.
C, Gardula the Hutt. Or D, Clegg Lars.
The Hutt.
Yep. Bingo.
Yeah.
All right. You get.
See, once I heard it, I was like, yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Do I have to pull up some questions for you?
You can, but we're still going for you. What does Anakin Skywalker do that makes Qui-Gon Jinn think he has Jedi reflexes?
His ability to anticipate when he's pod racing, right?
Yeah, essentially, yeah. You got it right.
Yeah.
But the answer is more simplistic than that. It just says he is a pod racer.
Oh.
So you went over.
I remember the line. His ability to anticipate and see the future.
All right, here's another softball.
Don't call it that. These are hard.
Who said? Another who said?
Oh gosh.
You were right about one thing, Master. The negotiations were short.
Obi-Wan.
Yes. Nice.
Young Obi-Wan.
There you go. All right. Here's I think a moderate one. Okay. It's all in the phrasing of the question. What did Jar Jar Binks owe Qui-Gon Jinn after Jinn rescued him during the Trade Federation invasion of Naboo? Never mind, I take that back.
A life debt.
Yeah. There's another one similar to this. It's like weird, and the answer is like a life debt too.
Yeah, I think the other version was the one we asked at the last one with me and Craig.
Yeah.
Because when I looked it up, they said this. Yeah.
Yeah, thoroughly confounded me. Next question. Who was a slimy, double-crossing, no-good swindler?
Sebulba? I feel like that could be so many people. Could be Han?
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
You got it on the second guess, but yeah, that's like one of the famous lines in The Empire Strikes Back when they first meet on Bespin.
Isn't Empire like, is that one your favorite or it's someone's favorite?
I would say it's James's favorite.
Okay. Thank God he was.
So yeah, James is probably yelling at his phone. All right. You want a like incredibly tough one here?
Sure.
I didn't even know the answer to this.
You know, we've already forgotten to do the sound effects.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, let's not do the incredibly hard one because I don't think anyone listening will probably. Well, maybe a few people would know. Maybe Kevin Reitzel would know if he heard this. So here's a question I wouldn't expect for anyone to get this. Who played Rogue 4? And I think I've asked Craig this, and he thought maybe he possibly had an idea, but he kept on saying, if it's not on screen, I'm not going to know it. So
is this a multiple choice?
Yes.
Okay, let's hear the multiple choice.
They're all multiple choice.
Okay.
Christopher Malcolm.
Okay.
B, Richard Oldfield.
Okay.
C, John Ratzenberger. Or D, Dennis Lawson.
I want to say it's either Dennis or the second name you said.
It's a second name.
Yeah. Okay. I already forgot the name, but I was like, that one sounds familiar.
Richard Oldfield.
Richard Oldfield.
And here's another one where it is kind of interesting.
Okay.
How did the Imperial probe droid know that Han Solo and Chewbacca had discovered it?
Imperial probe droid, how did it know? they saw them looking at him.
But why did it see them? What happened to make the probe droid see Solo and Chewie?
I cannot envision the scene at all.
Snowy, the black probe droid in the snow. You see Chewbacca, still not wearing any clothes. There's no pants on the Wookiee. Pop his head out. And what does he do?
He does the Chewie noise?
Yeah.
Chewbacca noise?
Chewbacca roared. That's the answer.
Chewbacca roar.
Yeah.
You very much fed me that answer, and I greatly appreciate it.
What did hibernation sickness do to Han Solo?
It made him blind.
That's essentially the answer, but the answer on the card is a little bit different. It says he couldn't see.
Oh. I was so confident in that one too.
Yeah. So here's one that you should also get.
Okay.
I would think.
Knock on wood.
I would get. Who claimed that a maneuver at the Battle of Tanab was what promoted him to general? Who claimed that a maneuver at the Battle of Tanab was what promoted him to general?
I have no clue.
A. Luke Skywalker. B.
Okay.
Han Solo. C. Wedge Antilles. Or D. Lando Calrissian.
Antilles. No, it's Luke. No, it's Han. Lando Calrissian.
It was Lando. The Battle of Tanab.
Oh man, no.
All right. You need to
not
watch
even
more
multiple choice saved me on that one.
Yeah, that was wild. All right. You have any trivia for me?
Okay.
Ready to sweat.
These feel like all easy. But see, I feel like it's easy because I'm looking at the answer.
Yeah.
This one's here. I'll give you a few soft pitches since you gave me. Who issued Order 66 in Revenge of the Sith?
That's actually a tough one. Because he has so many names. If you want to nail the actual answer, I guess you would say Darth Sidious.
Palpatine.
It says Palpatine. Okay.
Yeah. Same thing.
Because there's a lot of that in these, and it's like the answer is always Sidious, so that's why I was like, maybe it's Sidious. But yeah, Palpatine is like the generalized name.
Where does Rey find Luke Skywalker at the end of The Force Awakens?
On an island called Ahch-To.
Yeah, good job. You can do that. I don't have sound effects.
Okay.
Here you go. Wrong.
I guess we're looking.
Is that to me not having sound effects?
Okay.
Which two comedians voice BB-8?
Man, I don't know the second one, but I know one is Bill Hader.
Yeah.
And the other one is...
I'll give you a hint. The other one voices a lot of characters for Star Wars.
I know the name. I just cannot say it. I know he has he's a white guy. He's got hair.
Correct. Correct. He does. You're halfway there. He's white and he has hair.
They say he could be related to the guy from Stranger Things.
Correct.
Yeah, it's that guy. I just can't remember the name.
Every character he voices wears blue or is blue. Except for in the new Lego Rebuild the Galaxy. He's green and red.
Okay, so what's the question?
Who are the two comedians that voice BB-8? Bill Hader and...
Yeah, I don't remember the name, but I've heard it before. I know the actor.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah, go for it.
Ben Schwartz.
Yes, Ben Schwartz. How could I forget? Yeah. And
We're half there.
I love the voice of BB-8 at the
Yeah.
2015 celebration, and then they changed it, and J.J. Abrams gave it to Bill Hader and Ben Schwartz to figure out his speech.
Yeah. I remember watching an interview with Bill Hader, and he was just like, "Yeah, I just went in there and just started making noises."
Jeez.
It's like, what a Bill Hader thing to do.
Yeah.
This is so easy. What's the name of the space station commonly considered the Emperor's deadliest weapon?
It's no moon.
Correct.
It's a Death Star.
Correct.
Could I just point to the things I have? Like,
yeah, it's right behind you. I was like, if you weren't going to get up, like to your left.
Yeah.
What does Luke Skywalker say to Darth Vader when Darth Vader tells him he's his father in The Empire Strikes Back? And this is very specific.
He goes, "No, that's not true. That's impossible."
Correct. All right. Which high-ranking official in the First Order was revealed to be the spy for the Resistance in the Rise of Skywalker?
Trying to think of his first name. We all know it's General Hux.
Yeah, I don't think I know his first name either. I wonder how his father would felt about that.
Oh, his first name is Armitage, right?
Armitage.
And his dad's name is Brendel, I believe.
Brendel, I did know his dad's name is Brendel.
Yeah.
Brendel Hux.
Yeah.
I know. I always wonder when he says that, I'm like, your father'd be so disappointed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, these are all really easy. Okay, what year was Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, released?
1999. Probably the greatest year in movies. I just saw a thing recapping that year in movies.
Is that who I saw it through? I think I saw the video, and I think I saw it through you.
Okay, yeah, I probably posted it on Instagram. But yeah, it was like American Pie, 10 Things I Hate About You, The Matrix, The Phantom Menace, Office Space, Austin Powers.
Austin Powers, yeah.
What else?
Good Will
Girl
Hunting.
Interrupted.
Good Will Hunting.
Really?
I thought so.
I think that was in 97. I thought. No? I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't think Good Will Hunting in 99.
Girl Interrupted was a great movie.
Yeah. I did a triple feature when that came out that weekend.
Nice.
Like 3 big movies. That, Disturbing Behavior with Katie Holmes.
Oh, that's
James
a good
Marsden.
one. Yeah.
And then the third one was what? I can't remember. But I know I did a triple feature and I was exhausted. I was like, maybe never again.
What was I doing in 1999? I was in the 7th grade.
Oh wow.
So
I was
probably
a junior. I was a junior.
Oh, okay.
I was about to be a senior in high school.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I was probably doing homework. Do you want another really easy one?
Sure, let's see.
Oh, this one's interesting. I never knew this. Which Disney character is Jar Jar Binks based on? I don't even know if this is true, honestly. I don't know if this is true. Yeah, I don't know.
Disney character?
Correct. That's what the question says.
I don't know. Goofy? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay. That's weird.
That's what it says.
Huh. I've never really heard that officially.
Neither have I. That's what I said. I never thought that.
There was a clip.
If this is real.
There's a clip going around of George Lucas being like rarely interviewed by someone that seems like they're not officially like entertainment media, and they asked George Lucas, "Who's your favorite Star Wars character?" And he goes, "I can't answer that. I love them all." And then he goes, "Jar Jar Binks."
Aw.
And then like people have made like super cuts of that and showed like a bunch of Jar Jar clips, like a Jar Jar sizzle reel.
Yeah.
I might do that. I might do that for our official Instagram.
Oh, fun. Yeah. Do you want more?
Sure. Let's do like rapid fire.
Okay. All right. Here we go. What is Luke Skywalker's home planet?
Tatooine.
What color is Mace Windu's lightsaber?
Purple.
The Rise of Skywalker, Rey is revealed to be the granddaughter of which Star Wars character?
Palpatine.
What message does Princess Leia send to Obi-Wan Kenobi in A New Hope? It's very specific wording.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Yep. Who built C-3PO?
Anakin Skywalker.
Yep. On which planet did Anakin Skywalker and Padme Amidala first meet?
Tatooine.
Around how old is Yoda when he trains Luke Skywalker in the Empire Strikes Back?
900.
You're so good at this. It's all right.
I love these softballs.
Which character escapes Jakku aboard the Millennium Falcon in The Force Awakens? Characters.
Character or characters? Okay,
Characters.
So that would be BB-8,
Correct.
Rey, and
Correct.
Finn.
Correct. What species is Chewbacca?
He's a Wookiee.
Who plays Obi-Wan Kenobi in the original Star Wars trilogy?
Sir Alec Guinness.
How old is Padme Amidala when she is elected Queen of Naboo?
14?
So I started laughing because I thought I was about to ask, because I'm just like reading them off. I was like, how old is she when she starts dating Anakin? And I was all like, is that really where we want to go with this?
Yeah, people have brought that up as kind of a point of contention.
Yeah. What was Finn's stormtrooper code name in The Force Awakens?
FN2187.
Nice, yeah. I wonder if those numbers have significance.
Yeah, they do. 2187, the first time I believe it appeared in the original trilogy, that was the cell block.
Okay.
Like, I guess, room that Princess Leia was held in the Death Star.
Oh,
Cell block 2187, yeah. And then they just reused it. But as far as like real world, I'm not sure what significance 2187 is, but it's also our part of our Patreon link. But yeah, like THX 1138. I mean,
yeah,
I think that has significance as well. And then he's used that so many other times. And then on the back of the battle droid, the backpack, you see a 1138 in like symbols.
Yeah. Curiosity. Okay. What's the name of the bounty hunter that captures Han Solo in The Empire Strikes Back?
That's captures. I don't think that's proper wording. I think he's given to a bounty hunter.
Correct.
Is it Boba Fett?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What species is Darth Maul?
A Zabrak.
On here, it has the Dothmerian.
Oh. Did I get that wrong? Am I confusing? Let me see.
Because I know he's from Dathomir, right? So is it just...
Yeah.
So maybe it's like...
Let me see. Okay, it says Zabraks were a near-human carnivorous species native to the planets Iridonia and Dathomir. It says Darth Maul, a Dathomirian Zabrak, Sith Lord. Yeah, I'd take it.
Yeah. You want 2 more of these easy ones?
Sure.
This one's kind of hard, David. Are you ready? Mentally prepare.
Yeah.
Mentally prepare.
Psyching myself up here.
In Star Wars, what is the energy created by all life that connects everything in the universe?
Jeez. I almost bought the action figure once.
What?
There was nothing in the plastic. It was just empty plastic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I would
Yeah.
love to see what that would look like.
Or like
You
some
can't tell me things
like
like
a
that because I'm super gullible. I'm like, really?
well, I mean, fans have made action figures of the Force, and it's just like the plastic with the card back and just nothing in it. And they're like, "Here, buy the Force." So yeah,
Uh,
pretty sure people have made it. I just don't think Kenner or Hasbro have produced it.
that is just making it. It's just a box. What is the name of the space station commonly? Oh no, we already did that one. How many languages can C3PO speak?
See, that one I'm gonna have trouble with. I'm not good with numbers.
No, this was something we asked at the last one.
Yeah, I know. Was it? Yeah, I just have cards in my hand, not a phone. Was it 9 million forms of communication? 8
Lower,
million forms?
lower.
7 million forms?
One more.
6 million forms? Oh my gosh. Okay, maybe I'll never forget it ever again now. 6 million
It'll
forms.
haunt your dreams.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to find these cards and practice.
Yeah, yeah. I bought them at Five Below. Shout out to Five Below.
I do love
It was just a
Buffalo.
random bot. It had the original trilogy art on all the sides, and it was like the Drew Struzan,
Okay.
or maybe it was the other artist, but very, very, very like pulpy art. And I just picked it up, not thinking it was going to be anything. And then these cards popped out,
Nice.
and there's 2 questions each, and some of them are just ridiculous, like extremely ridiculous. And here's a sample. What company manufactured the ARC 170 fighter? I mean, that's pretty hard for somebody buying a stack of trivia at Five Below and asking their friends.
Yeah.
I mean, the answer is Incom Subpro, but there's
Never in a
more
million years.
ridiculous, things than that in here. And I think I've kind of weeded them out a little bit. Like, who was the manufacturer of this starship that is not a popular starship? And it's like this one. What was Dud Bolt's homeworld? He's one of the pod racers.
No clue.
And the multiple choice is crazy too. Voltur, Volptar, Volpter, and Veltor. 2 of those sound like exactly the same, but they're spelled different, but sound the same.
When in doubt, C.
Volpter, and yeah, it is C. Yeah, you're right. Nice job.
Yes, I knew. I knew it.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice. Yeah. So, all right. I think that is it for tonight. We've gone another 2 hours with Mariana Arnold. Thank you so much for participating in this podcast.
Super fun.
Yeah, super fun. I mean, we're just hanging out talking about Star Wars and rumors and just stuff, past memories.
Hopefully we'll get like some confirmations or debunking of some of these rumors soon.
Yeah, for sure. I think one thing that I did see that we will possibly get a trailer. Or am I confusing franchises here? There was a lot of talk about Avatar being released and then having Avengers in front of it. Those are both Disney movies. Star Wars is owned by Disney. So the question would be, okay, if they drop the big Avengers trailer before Avatar, Fire and Ash in December, when would they theoretically drop the trailer for Mando Grogu, which is the next film coming out? We already got trailer 1, which was kind of a teaser. It underwhelmed a lot of people.
Yeah.
I thought it was fine because, I mean, we saw the Japan footage and it's better to leave stuff unshown.
That was the only panel I was not able to go to or see.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. I was doing autographs and photo ops at the time.
Okay.
And then the only panel I got to do day 1 was the anniversary animation one.
Okay. So we got a September trailer, and then
my guess is Christmas.
You think so? Okay.
Christmas or Thanksgiving?
I was thinking more like next year, maybe like Super
Mm,
Bowl time. Super Bowl's in February.
I
A
could
lot
see
of
that.
eyes, a lot of eyes
I could
on it.
see that. But that's why I think like that would be Avatar. I don't
Well,
think
Avatar
it would
comes
be
out in
Marvel.
December, and there's going to be an
Oh,
Avatar after that too. And they've all kind of made them all together. And James Cameron has actually talked about the fact that the Avatar films, there's going to be 6 films, and he's thinking
yeah.
they're actually 2 trilogies. You can look at them that way. And of course, he got that from Star Wars. It's going to be like
Yeah.
a Star Wars type thing. So,
I've been seeing a lot of like parallels, and I'm like making this go long, but I've seen a lot of parallels of Avatar and Avatar, the animated series and stuff
oh,
with the airbenders
yeah, the Airbender.
and
Yeah.
stuff. I've been seeing all these parallels, and I love Avatar the Airbender. I am not a huge fan of Avatar the movies of
Okay.
big blue people and stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. You can always find us at Instagram at Star Wars Stuff Pod. Thank you for everyone watching us on Instagram. X, or if you want to call it Twitter, at Stuff Pod. Blue Sky, we're there too. Threads, Star Wars Stuff Pod. We recently changed that. A lot of people have started following us there. Thank you so much.
Yay!
Patreon, Star Wars Stuff Podcast 2187, a callback from earlier in the show. TikTok, just search up Star Wars Stuff Podcast. We have an email. You can contact us here at starwarsstuffpodcast@gmail.com. Facebook, we have a group and a page. Shout out to Tim Seitz, who's always putting in memes and making us laugh every day. We're also on, of course, Apple Podcasts. If you give us 5 stars, write a review. We've read your reviews, your comments, listened to them, tried to improve and do the things that you've asked. And I think we've been pretty successful at it. Also on Spotify, they host us. Thank you to Spotify. Give us 5 stars there. Also, surprisingly enough, a lot of people contact us through the website, starstuffpodcast.com. You can go there and write stuff and we'll see it, which I never anticipated getting, but yeah, we get that.
Nice.
And also, I want to say a special thanks to Countdown City Geeks. You can go visit the page, countdowncitygeeks.com. I actually just wrote an article for them for the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art. And I also want to say happy birthday to Ted. It's his birthday.
Happy birthday,
Officially.
Ted!
Yep. He is turning a number that I am not sure because he told me a joke and I believed him. And I brought it up one time in conversation. He just laughed because I thought he was a lot younger. And he's like, dude, I'm not that age. And I'm like, okay. So I actually don't know how old he is. Yeah. And that is pretty much it. LegionSabers.com. Visit them. They're friends of ours. They have a great thing going in Portland, Oregon. They have a physical space where you can visit, check out their lightsabers, try some lightsabers. You can do some dueling. You can get taught how to duel with lightsabers. Our buddy Israel, who was with us last year at SpaceCon, can show you all about that stuff. And yeah, they're doing their Star Wars thing there in Portland. So check them out if you are in that area. And that is it. Thank you so much to everyone out there. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, anywhere else we got broadcast to. Thank you so much. My name is David for Mariana. May the force be with you.
Always.
This is the way.
Oh, me? I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me.
Ooh, that's a good one. No one said that
Yeah.
one yet.
Ooh, that one's mine now. No one take it.
I think we'll end on that.